Hi, good morning everyone. It's time for our board. Oh, good God, what's with all this garbage? This is an archaeological consulting firm, not your parents' basement. It is some of our modern material cultural remains. As a good portion of archaeology is basically the study of ancient garbage, we're just moving to a more contemporary form. Yeah, you can learn a lot about people from the systematic study of their garbage. That sounds like BS if I ever heard it. Oh, not at all. You should really read Colin Murphy and William Rathje's book on garbology. Garbage is an unequivocal sign of human presence, and it holds a mirror to our society. As they point out, basically, we each have our own mental reality, our beliefs, attitudes, and ideas about things, and then we have a shared material reality. And garbage exposes the difference between the two. And what about this ashtray full of cigarette butts? That's important modern material culture too. Right. Now, what exactly can you learn from studying cigarette butts? Well, others have looked at littering among universities, and by considering the structural components from an archaeological perspective, they discovered unique policy interventions to stop the littering. And cigarettes are a perfect medium for study. Their ubiquity in nearly every setting is constant the world over, so they are not a culturally isolated phenomenon. They occur at very high frequency, so there's ample study material. They don't readily decompose, meaning they will lend well to preservation in the archaeological record. And stemming from how cigarettes don't decompose, well, they are toxic to the environment and warrant ecological consideration. Okay, so cigarettes it is then? Sure. Now, fill me in on the project. Where are you going to do all this research? We are looking at the University of Victoria. Yeah, did you know it's technically a no-smoking campus? As if I'd care. Exactly. Hazards beware, indeed. I'm surrounded by incompetence. Moving on. What can you tell me about our data? How much do we have? Oh, quite a lot. We convinced that intern to run around the campus picking up cigarette butts. He went around and noted their GPS locations and condition with a photograph for each cigarette. Poor fool spent about 24 hours running around the campus. And while we were at it, we got him to take photos of UVic's designated sites to make orthomosaic models from. Great. You gotta love free labor. Capacity building, am I right? Anyways, what's next? Well, we've used ArcGIS to map where on the campus were all the cigarette butts, or artifact discards. Now, we ended up with approximately 7,500 individual artifacts. And next, we're going to use kernel density analysis to consider if there are discard patterns for cigarettes within a no-smoking campus. Basically looking for spatial patterns. And as you can see, there is a pattern. It spells the word lasagna. I mean, sort of, like, if you squint. So I think there's like a higher power at work here. We are still working on the details of our hypotheses, but an alternative explanation to the flying spaghetti monster is that stigmergy is creating a positive feedback loop with initial cigarette litter unconsciously signaling to people that more cigarette smoking and littering is appropriate. Or, like, aliens. Right. We are also constructing a map that differentiates the artifact finds based on surface type. So what type of surface the cigarettes are found on, like cement or grass or bark mulch, and then running an ANOVA to see if there's a statistical significance for any given surface type. And is that all? Oh, yeah. And we've got these sweet 3D photogrammetric models that we're using. It's a novel technique for analyzing site debitage patterns. We're looking at designated sites and asking how do improper cigarette discards relate to their proximity to ashtrays. So that's all well and great, but what do you expect to learn from this? I mean, I'm paying you to do this, so why should I care? Here's your coffee. Wait, how much are you guys getting paid? Enough of you. Get out of here. Now, why should I care? Rupert, would you care to answer? Oh, no, by all means, Wicket, you go ahead. Well, first off, We are drawing attention to the high amount of smoking in a no-smoking campus and the massive amount of littering. And now by looking at the features associated with these improper discards, we can identify how the built environment might encourage such littering. For example, preliminary results suggest cigarette littering occurs mostly in proximally located, sheltered, and covert areas. And certain types of surfaces might also encourage more littering. Our hunch is that these are the surfaces like dirt, which easily hide the cigarette litter. And so it's out of sight, out of mind. And lastly, it's expected that discards would increase with distance from trash receptacles and ashtrays. Now this speaks to possible solutions for UVic, given the recent policy change that has removed basically all trash bins from within Ring Road. Now, although they are smoking in non-designated places, where are the people to throw out their cigarettes? So, I get the sense that cigarette littering is a problem, and you're trying to identify the structural reasons behind it and possible interventions that would alleviate it. Yeah, more or less. I mean, I would have liked to articulate it a little more eloquently, but you're getting the basic gist. What Rupert is trying to say is that you are exactly on point. Yeah, more or less. I mean, basically, cigarette butts. Lots of them. Why are there so many in the first place? And what can we do about it? You know? So, what do you think? Brilliant. I love it. Whew. All right. Alrighty then. Have it on my desk by noon. And while you're at it, have that intern pick me up a Philly cheesesteak sandwich for lunch. See you all tomorrow.